Hey, Gospel Guitars here, and I have an unboxing coming at you. And right here, I know, can't see it. But anyway, it's just a big box. And in it is the Raxess 6-space studio rack. And I know they're really simple to put together and all that, but you never know who would want to see one go together. And I will discuss the quality of the build and the materials as I put together my new guitar rack system. So follow along, okay? Okay, after I got the box open, just to show you how it comes shipped, you got your bag of goodies here with your instructions. Stuffing paper, and it's all kind of seems to be well protected inside. There's not a lot to these, of course. Your rack rails, and then your top and bottom, and your top and bottom, and the two sides. So, taking a look at it, it's pre-drilled holes, of course. Both sides are laminated, and it is finished on all the edges. Just checking them off for any damage or anything. Not that it would make me send it back, but and there you go. Okay, the sides are going to be covered here with the top and bottom, so you don't need to finish that. And they should be thinking, let's see. And then the other side, everything seems to be in order. And that's it for the unboxing. Okay, first thing you do is you take one of the sides, and there are pilot holes for where your rack rails go. There's 4 of them. You'll use the big holes for your screws. In this model, they give you a lot of screws, but you only use 2. I think I got 10 screws. Very simple build here. And you'll want to screw these down. And on the rails, on the front of the rail is numbered 1 through 6, and one has an L at the bottom and the other one has an R for right. So this is going to be the left side of my rack. Now obviously I'm not going to put the right rack rail in these other pilot holes because that's the back. So they did drill extra pilot holes, but maybe later if you need to, you can buy some more of these rack rails and mount them on the back if you have some real short gears, like little short power units or something. You want to get them really tight, but you don't want to keep turning once they get there, because this is just a particle board and it'll just start chewing it up. So just 2 screws here. If I really wanted to, I could put 2 in here just for good measure. And I think I will, because I got the extra screws and because I'm putting a very heavy Marshall power amp in this thing. So a little bit of, maybe it'll just make it a little stronger, who knows. Why waste the screws, right? So, I don't have any pilot holes, but should be just fine. went in just fine. These are nice sharp pointed screws, so if you want to do this, don't hesitate. You don't have to break a drill out first. They go in quite easily. Just a little effort to get it started. Now just to repeat for the other side. Okay, so when you're done with your two sides, you should wind up with something like this. 1/6 right, 1/6 left. Put 4 screws in each side. Now I'm ready to attach the top and bottom. Okay, once you get that done, you're going to want to take one of the tops or bottoms, get your long wood screws, and you're going to line up the screw. They'll go through the hole nice and loose, and line it up with the starter hole in your bottom or your top, whatever you want to call it. And I get them giving it a good start, but don't tack it down too tight, because these things are loose and moving around, so you want to get it, start them first, so that'll help get it stable. Okay, now with this side attached, time to attach, let's see, what did I attach? The top, so I guess I'm attaching the bottom next. Okay, here it is with the two sides attached. So you didn't go to the bottom, you went to the side next. So now the next thing to do is install the bottom on it, and then it will be done. Also, you notice you can't see the screws because it's got little plastic caps that go over the screws and make it look nice. You just push those in and you're done. One word of warning, I broke out the drill because the pilot holes are extremely tight once you get past the halfway point, and doing it by hand, well, not a good idea. So I broke the drill out before I break my hand. So it's either that or drill the holes over. So they're very, very tight and snug, so I don't want to loosen them up. So use your drill to screw them in. Well, once you flip it over, I just have it sitting on a stool here. Because the rack rails are installed, it sits right on the rack rail on the front, which allows you to put a starter screw in the back to hold up this side. Then you just stick in the rest of your screws. Then I'll tack it with the drill. Okay, gang, here it is, all complete. That didn't take too long to do. I had a couple issues. When you do use a drill, be sure you can get like the kit that I have with, you know, the normal tool kits you get. It was marked number 3 and it was extremely huge. And it had the plus sign with the number 3 for the bit. It didn't have the plus sign with the little circle or anything. It was an exact cross. So just like a plus sign, because different kinds of bits, you know. And it worked real well driving them in, where the other bits of similar size just would want to strip them out. So very large bit recommended. But it's a nice case, everything went in well. So now to stuff it full of stuff. So now to put in my guitar rack stuff. And when you do this, you want to set it down on the floor is the easiest way. And well, I'll show you here. Watch this. Okay, so easiest way to load your racks is not in a vertical position, but sitting on the ground, especially when you're dealing with really heavy gear. And the first thing that you want to know when you load racks is start at the bottom. In this position, what's nice is you don't have to start at the bottom, you can start at the top. And then you can play with where you want stuff if you change your mind. Then when you finally figure out where you want everything, bolt it down. But if it's vertical in a normal position, you want to build your rack from the bottom to the top. It's just easier, you know. Now the first thing to go in here is this monster. Marshall power amp of mine. That look classy or what? Yeah. So the second thing that this is where I'm not sure which order I want to go in, but I think I know the order I want to go in. What do you guys think? I'm thinking Carbon Quad X next. Now I could go two ways. I could have this at the top, or I could have it down here. Of course, it looks so cool like that, you know. But if I put it up here, it looks kind of cool too. And what I'm going to do for now is use my Yamaha. I think I'll find a Yamaha SPX90 on eBay or something. They're pretty high quality stuff. Even with this unit I was getting really cool sounds. So I could go with that look. Then I can just put my screws in. Screw these puppies in. I need to go get some more screws here. And I'll let you see it once I get it all screwed in and put on top of my 412 cab. I am going to make one more addition to the rack though. I have a couple little plastic feet with a furry bottom on them. And that way this direct wood on top of my 412 as I'm moving it around will not tear up the vinyl or the cabinet. And because these are furry, it'll allow me to spin it around easier than if they were rubber. They'll slide around a little bit. So I just need to measure out where to put these so that they'll sit on the 412 properly. Okay, in case you want to do this too, I use my little fuzzies that I just told you about, and they're actually, I have a bottom 412 cab, so it's a larger, wider top. It's 14 inches across the top. And the case is 16 inches, so basically you need to be at least an inch in. And if you line them up actually on these screws that you just installed to build the case, this one's actually is measured an inch, so it's a little short, but you can just use these end screws as a piece, go in 2 inches and you'll be fine. So that's it for the build. Now to get it up on the cabinet. Oh, back don't fail me now. Well, here she is up on top of my 412 cab, which is also a Carbon X GX 412 British, Carbon British speakers. I believe they're made by Celestion. So that's the rack complete. Now I just need to wire it, and I'm waiting on some tubes, which will be the next video on the completing the retubing on the Carbon Quad X, and I will show and talk about the tubes installed, and I will do audio demos of the full half stack here. So stay tuned for that. And thanks for watching. Here's a higher angle view right there. So that's what it looks like. Basically it's just going to be studio gear, so it's not really going to go out maybe once. And I'll need a tow truck to do it. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like and share this video and all the other videos I'm turning out. And thanks for helping me to break the 1,000 mark this year for subscribers. And I'm approaching the 500,000 mark in views. So thanks to all of you for that.